The brand new 58-foot luxury yacht Trashman surges through the Atlantic. Her owner made his millions in the rubbish business, and a hastily assembled crew who've never sailed together before are delivering the yacht to his home in Florida. The 6-day voyage begins in Bar Harbor, Maine. The crew will sail 1,300 miles down the eastern seaboard of the United States to Fort Lauderdale. The most experienced sailor is Deborah Scaling Kiley. She's the first American woman to have completed the grueling Whitbread around the world race. Debbie has been hired for the run by the yacht's skipper, John Lippoff.
He was sort of that scraggly sailor look.
He's running nicely now. Head back inland, hire some more crew, yeah?
The first thing that I noticed about him
Cheers.
that I thought was kind of wild was that he liked to celebrate everything. He wanted to have a beer the minute I met him.
Problemo, Debs. Problemo.
He showed me his resume, and it was quite impressive. He had actually been on a boat called Black Knight, which was the committee boat for the America's Cup. And you know, to be the skipper of that boat, you can't be all bad. You got to be a pretty good boatman.
Is everything all right?
John's brought along his girlfriend, Meg Mooney. She's no sailor, just along for the ride and looking forward to parties, calm waters, and sunshine. The first day is an easy sail. By nightfall, they're right on schedule.
Debbie! Wake up! Debbie!
That was 4 hours.
It's blowing a gale out there. Meg's falling. She's hurt, and we're taking on water.
John!
She's hurt real bad. Can you come take a look at her?
Where the hell did this storm come from?
I couldn't believe the conditions had deteriorated so much. Surfing down those waves, it was like a roller coaster. And it's like an elevator when it drops.
This is why I got into sailing, Brad.
Well, my mother sailed through a hurricane when I was in her belly, but I can honestly say that this kind of weather is not in my blood.
Mark's up on deck just woo, howling at the wind, and obviously he's been drinking.
Come on! Better help her. She fell on her back.
Well, I'll take a look.
Debbie, leave it. Just help her, okay?
But John...
Debbie, for once, would you just do what I say?
She rolled over slightly, and you could see the bruising begin, and it was all through the kidney area. I could just tell she was in so much pain.
I want to go home, John. Take me home.
Okay, Ellie. I'll get some help.
John discovered that he didn't have any charts to take him into this part of the coast.
It was just one more little omen that things weren't great. It was that he wasn't prepared.
This is sailing vessel Trashman calling Coast Guard. We urgently need a compass heading so we can head inshore. We have no chart. Over.
Brad and I went up on deck to take our next watch, and it was wildly out of control. The winds were gusting 50 miles per hour, and Mark's up on deck, and he is just wild.
Are you out of your mind? We're in a gale and you're hammered! You're a bigger idiot than I thought!
Still floating, is it safe?
Roger that. 2 ships, Exxon, Huntington, and Gypsum King. 4 hours away.
Since the 2 merchant vessels are the closest ships to the Trashman, the Coast Guard requests that they head towards the yacht to assist. Help is at last on its way.
It gave us this false sense of security, and I think that's probably the kiss of death.
They will rendezvous. Roger that. Over. Come in, please, Coast Guard. This is Trashman. Are you still there? Over. Anybody there? Anybody there? Over. Anybody? Anybody?
One of these times we got to the top of one of these waves and it crested and broke, like at the beach, like Hawaii 5-0. And the boat fell off the top. You know, we were in free fall. And then we impacted against the window. And the window just smashed out, and the water just poured in.
Jimmy! Jimmy! We gotta get out of here. Go, let's get out of here! Go!
Here's the boat sinking, and we're scrambling to get to the deck, and I hear John over here going,
Mayday! Anybody! Mayday! Mayday! We're sinking! We're sinking! We're sunk! Anybody!
and I get up on that deck, and it was just like a slow motion drink. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just gray, and it was crazy, and it was tumultuous. And I look around, and there is nothing. And we're going down, and we're going down fast. You don't think about dying. You don't think about drowning. You don't think about anything. You think about getting away from this boat that it's going under, and it's sinking in less than 2 minutes. It's just going down like a big rock.
Mark frantically struggles to undo the pressurized canister holding the life raft and survival gear. Brad heads for the only other option, a tiny, inflatable dinghy.
But I swam after the dinghy, kicking off my sea boots and my foul weather bottoms, thinking, my dad's gonna kill me. I've just let his boots sink. And then thoughts of my mother and how horrified she was gonna be, and how sad that when she learned that I had died there in the ocean.
The canister inflates, and he's still holding on, and eventually he just lets go. The life raft is blown away, and we weren't going to find it in the middle of the night.
You managed to get anything from the yacht?
Nothing!
We're dead!
Where's Meg?
Get away from the yacht!
Jimmy! Be careful!
Hey! You gotta keep your head up, okay? Now!
We're all gathered around the rubber Zodiac dinghy, and I remember watching Trash Man as the last little foot of her mast slipped under the water, and it was the most devastatingly lonely feeling that I've ever felt in my life.
The trash man went down in less than a minute.
We're all gonna die!
By not contacting the Coast Guard. You know, we were now half an hour late for our radio call. They should have been on the way. The cavalry rushing in. All we needed to do was stay afloat, and they'd find us.
Let's get under the dinghy! There's a shelter! I can't!
No!
I can't!
We'll be out of the wind!
Rather than flip the dinghy over, the crew get underneath it, where they'll be sheltered from the bitterly cold wind and rapid hypothermia.
Come on! Check on you!
The sad thing is that Meg just couldn't participate. I think it was too painful for her, but more than anything, Meg was very claustrophobic.
Okay, we gotta get out of the water. It's cooling us down!
Give me a minute. Lie down next to me. You two, lie on top of us.
By stacking ourselves like a bunch of fuel rods in a nuclear power plant or a bunch of logs in a fire, we were able to share our body heat and to keep ourselves warm.
As the storm raged on, you could crawl up underneath the dinghy like that, and it was so quiet and so peaceful. It was so deceptive. It was almost luring you once again into that amniotic state. I was horrified at her wounds. The wire in the rigging had cut almost all the way to the bone, and she had huge gaping wounds on her legs. It was heartbreaking. Just those wounds alone were a death sentence.
It's too bloody cold out here. Let's turn it back over. We're gonna freeze to death. Look, man, you want to go back in the water, help yourself. There's a whole ocean out there.
We hung there for a minute, and pretty soon he goes, "Quit kicking me."
I'm not touching you!
You did it again. Cut it out.
What are you talking about? I'm not kicking you!
Stop now.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to look in the water, and I'm going to see where his legs are, and I'm going to stay as far away from him as I can. And it was the most eerie sensation. And I noticed these like torpedo-shaped bodies, and I thought, fish. And then all of a sudden one came really close, and I realized it was like hundreds of sharks. They were everywhere.
Every shark in the ocean!
I've never seen so many sharks in my life, not in my entire trip around the world. It was the most frightening feeling I've ever felt. To this day, I don't know why the sharks didn't attack us that night, with all of us treading water, with Meg's legs bleeding.
Mark, I'm warning you! Do not hit a single shark with that! Are you out of your mind? What do you think's what? You're gonna calm them down? Give me that!
So what we had to do is devise a system to try to slow the little rubber Zodiac down.
Hey, Debbie, do you think maybe we can make a sea anchor out of this thing? Stabilize this tub?
But as soon as we threw the piece of plywood over the front of the boat, the shark swam up and grabbed it in its mouth.
These were not little sharks. And this one was big enough to pull a 13-foot rubber Zodiac dinghy with 5 people in it, which is at least, 700 pounds, wildly through the water.
By nightfall, the storms died down, but the sharks are still out there. The crew's hungry and thirsty, and the night air begins to freeze their wet bodies. Day 3, and the crew of the Trashman are still adrift in the Atlantic, suffering from dehydration, infection, and the fear that they'll never be found.
Well, we were starting to get very frustrated with the Coast Guard because without food and water, we were really starting to suffer.
Hey, do you think a ship will rescue us before the Coast Guard finds us?
Coast Guard's on its way.
Yeah, sure, of course. Coast Guard's on...
Hey, guys, I got news for you. The Coast Guard ain't coming. They never were. They forgot about us. We're on our own.
Thanks a lot, Debbie.
It was as if I had dropped the final curtain on the show. They just all kind of sat back and looked at me like I'd lost my mind.
Hey, Brad, where do you think we are?
Well, from roughly where we went down, we're anywhere between 35 and 135 miles off the coast.
What? Is that far? We could still be blown to shore, right? Guys?
My God.
The crew have no idea where they are, but the dinghy's now 140 miles from shore and heading out into the Atlantic. The dynamics of the group begin to change, and partnerships form as the survival instinct starts to take hold.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm so sorry I got you into this. If I didn't have you, if it was just me and those guys, I don't know.
We just need to stick together. You and me.
The bottom of the boat was fetid. It had a mixture of urine and blood and pus.
We were in absolute agony because we were starting to get massive staph infections all over our bodies.
These staphylococcal infections are caused by bacteria entering cuts in the skin. They can soon attack the heart and lungs, and Meg is at particular risk because of her open wound.
I felt so bad. She was dying of blood poisoning, and we were sitting there watching Meg die. It was just tragic.
Night 3, with all the infection coming on, and the starvation setting in, we all were getting very delirious.
What are you doing? That stuff will kill you.
Here, Miss Whitgrant. Help yourself.
Everyone knows that you're not supposed to drink seawater. They tell us that from the time we're little kids, and that's one of the things you just don't do.
Drinking salt water dehydrates your body even more, and it causes kidneys to shut down, and you begin to have delusions. And ultimately, if you drink salt water, it will kill you if you don't kill yourself first from the delusions. I didn't really know how long it would be before we saw the effects of the salt water, but it stood to reason to me that it would be probably, 7 hours or so. And I was right. It didn't take all that long.
It's too hot. Hey, everybody! Come here. Come to Johnny. Where's everybody?
It was just like I was watching some crazy play.
I want my bags! Wait. I see land. I see land! I see land!
It's right there, man. You see it? It's right there in front of us. We're just off Falmouth, Meg. We'll go to the hospital where my mom works. She'll take care of us.
We're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We're nowhere near Falmouth.
That's total crap, man!
It's over there.
There it is. I see it.
I'm just gonna get the car.
And then all of a sudden, he jumps off the side of the boat.
John.
And we're like, where the are you going? There is no land, there is no Falmouth, and there are a lot of sharks out there. You need to come back.
Get back in the boat, John. John, go back in the boat. Get back in the boat, John. He's coming back. Brad, do something.
I can't. I don't have the energy, Debbie. Look how far away he is.
I can't see him.
All of a sudden, we just hear this shrill scream. I mean, blood curdling. And it was over. And then silence. And it was like there was no crying. There was no nothing. Meg just said,
He's gone.
there wasn't any doubt what had happened to him. The sharks got him. The sharks never left.
The 4 remaining survivors of the Trashman cling to life as they drift helplessly in the Atlantic. The sharks have just claimed their first victim, John, the captain.
Hey, gorgeous. I know how to make you feel better. Take your mind off John. Promise.
He says, hey, lady, I think it's about time you and me had sex. And that just, like, hit me over the head with a 2x4, and I woke up Brad, and Brad.
We've got to stop this.
Hey, let's just see how she deals with it.
Right. I'm tired of playing games. I'm just going back to the 7-Eleven to get some more beer and cigarettes.
Mark, you're not going to the 7-Eleven for anything. You know we're in this dinghy, don't you?
I'm just going over for a minute. Just to stretch my legs. And get rid of the cramps. Just for a moment.
Brad and I get up and go, man, the sharks just ate John.
No. I'm just stretching my legs. I'm getting right back in.
And just about that time, we feel this bam. And then we feel a bam again. And all of a sudden we realize there's like this frenzied attack, and the sharks are eating Mark underneath the Zodiac.
Poor sharks.
It was, without a doubt, the most horrifying moment of my entire life.
The sharks now had a taste of what they'd been following for days, and they wanted more. So they tried to tip the boat over with Meg, Debbie, and I in the raft.
And it lasted for what seemed like an eternity, like hours. That night, I remember waking up and looking up, and there were stars everywhere. It was like a starry night. And then I began to hear Meg moan in the dinghy.
Yeah. That reminds me of you this much.
What did she say?
I don't know.
And it all of a sudden became very clear to me that Meg was speaking in tongues.
She's dying, isn't she?
She was dying. She was really close to death.
Meg?
When we woke up, Meg was dead in the bottom of the dinghy. All that fetid mixture that was left over from the seaweed and the urine and the pus and...
Debbie. Should we eat her?
We were starving, and you've heard of cannibalism at sea, and are we gonna, nourish ourselves by somehow figuring it out how to butcher her and eat her, or what are we going to do?
Ugh. She's too infected, Brad. We have to get rid of her.
I'm so hungry. My stomach's twisting in pain. You're right.
And so we decided that we would take off her shirt and all of her jewelry so that we could give those to her family. I got really mad at Brad because he was like, I can't get the ring off. I'm like, get it off. It's not like you're gonna hurt her. Just take it off and get it off. It was such a sad moment because we laid her body, naked body, on the side of the raft, and then we decided that we couldn't just push her over, that we had to give some kind of a funeral. And so we said the Lord's Prayer and Psalm 23, and then we just gently pushed her body overboard. And we decided then that we would just go back to sleep so that if the sharks attacked her, we wouldn't have to see it. And so that's what we did. We were each at one end or the other of the raft. He wouldn't talk to me. He was so off at me.
Bitch.
I'm so sorry, Brad.
I just want to relax because of all this death that's been happening for the past 12, 15 hours. And as soon as I take a break, I look at the horizon, and there's a ship coming straight at us.
Debbie.
I'm gonna make it up to you. Let's catch fish. We're going to survive.
Debbie! There's your ship.
I had heard it was a ship so many times. I just didn't... big deal. It's a ship. They're not going to see us.
Turn around.
Look how close it is. And I turned around, and it was amazing.
And the ship came by, and it went by, and a guy walked out on the wing bridge and looked down at us, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I waved at him, and he waved at me, and next thing I knew, there wasn't just one person that came out, but there were like 5, 6 people. They were all coming out. They threw all their life-saving equipment out at us, and Debbie jumps off the boat, and I'm like, God damn it. Don't leave your friend Brad here all alone.
What? No goodbyes? Nothing?
I was holding the rope that held the life ring, and they started winching us in.
And then a big sailor picked us both up
And when they finally hand me off to the last guy, he just gently lays me on the deck. And I realized that they were Russian. And I didn't care. I didn't care where I was going. I didn't care who these people were. I was lying there and Brad was there and we were alive.
We were the only climbers in the whole Alaska range that we knew of.
Jim Sweeney's idea of heaven is taking on a treacherous rock face with his good friend Dave Nyman, the man who taught him to climb.
We've had great times in the mountains, thousands of hours, and we've taught each other a lot.
Hey, come on, Nimo! Come on, keep up, slow coach!
Great, Jim! Jim is a better climber overall than me.
Dave and Jim are attempting a route up Mount Johnson that no one has conquered before, though many have tried. It's called the Elevator Shaft, a 2,000-foot ice climb in a wall of granite.
Hang on, Dave. Gotta get past the snowballs.
After 2 hours of fast climbing, Jim reaches a bulge of snow above him.
I'm looking for ice. I'm looking for something hard to get some purchase in.
Whoa!
I was just kind of hunkering down, trying to keep snow from hitting me as he was fussing around up there.
You're thrashing me, Jim!
He's hollering at me, you know, and it's just constantly the snow's going down.
Have you hit anything yet? This is nowhere, Dave. If I can't find some rock and ice to cling onto, I'll come down. Ah!
Cold wave of snow in a kind of a hissing roar that just whooshes
Dave's first task is to get Jim out of danger. He has to lower Jim's dead weight 1,000 feet down the near vertical rock face of the elevator shaft.
over several hours. I would lower him below me, and I'd drop Jim down another full length of rope, maybe 165 feet.
Jim, I need you to wake up! Jim! Oh. Okay, here we go. We're going again.
It takes Dave the best part of 5 hours to lower Jim down to relative safety.
Last bit, Jim. Jim. Damn it, Jim. Stay with me. Stay with me, Jim.
I have no memories of the fall whatsoever. None. The first thing real I remember was Dave screaming at me.
At that point, I realized this has gone from bad to even worse. I know with a head injury, you know, if your brain starts to swell, fluids build up, that can pretty much be the end of you. There's all these different things going through your mind. If the weather turns and I don't get word out, we're going to be in a world of hurt. If I go travel alone on the glacier, am I just going to fall in a hole and Jim's left by himself anyway? You don't know what the right answer is.
By morning, Jim is semi-conscious, and Dave has made a decision. He's going for help.
Do you think you can light the stove?
Don't go.
Next thing I remember was in the morning, Dave's talking to me. He's telling me he's gonna leave. I told him, I don't want you to leave me. Don't leave me.
I gotta go, Jim. I'm going for help. There's a skid up the gorge. Maybe there's people there. They might have a radio. We'll get a plane and be out of here in no time. I'll be back in a few hours, okay?
Leaving a partner in that kind of situation is, you might come back and he'll be buried or he'll be dead.
I don't know who I am. I'm freezing. My forehead's on fire, my body's cold. I'm laying there, I'm pounding, my heart's just going boom, boom, boom. The whole body's just going boom, boom, boom. I can remember my fevered brow in the snow and still being warm, but my body freezing. You know, I can remember that feeling.
Miles away, alone and exposed on the mountain, Jim is losing his grip on reality again.
Black dreams, just as black as can be, you know. I didn't know who I was with, where I was at. I didn't even know I was a climber.
Jim! Jim!
I heard probably the most beautiful sound I've ever heard.
Oh!
Oh! And I'm screaming, and I hear Dave.
Jim? Jim?
He was buried in a snowslide. But he was smiling, just dumb and as happy as you would expect a person in his predicament to be.
I'm crying, you know, I'm back to the helplessness, crying, fighting, you know, I can do both. Feel sorry for myself and fight.
Mark Niver and his wife Roberta are flying over the Ruth Glacier looking for a place to land for a romantic picnic.
It was the place that Mark had proposed to me. It was our anniversary, so we decided to go up there. That was our plan.
Stay up there for an hour or two and have some lunch and kind of walk around and kind of, we wanted to enjoy the sights because it's just such a gorgeous area up there. As we turned, I could see that the weather doesn't look all that great.
I don't think we should land. I think we better go home.
Okay, hon.
Jim, do you hear that? Jim, come on, man, there's a plane.
And I figured it'll see the SOS. We'll be out of here in no time.
Roberta, look, SOS. We gotta go in.
No, we don't, Mark.
Roberta doesn't want to risk landing. She's 7.5 months pregnant.
What are you doing? You just said we shouldn't land here.
It's an SOS, we have to land.
She's nervous, obviously, and she's telling me, Mark, we can't land. She's kind of hollering at me. It's somewhat distractive as I'm lining up to land.
In the poor light, Mark can't tell if it's 3 feet or 30 feet down to the snow. He tries to abort the landing.
At that elevation, you know, the air is pretty thin. The engine doesn't perform at all like it should.
So I grabbed my stomach and held on.
And all of a sudden, we just fell out of the sky.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Piper 173 Alpha.
Mark's attempts to get a call out are hampered by the surrounding mountains that block the radio signal. Only a plane flying directly overhead will hear his call.
We've crashed on Ruth Glacier. Do you read me? Over.
I'm still amazed to this date that we're still around after that night.
Dave?
Jim has no intention of spending another night on the mountain.
Okay, Dave. I'm ready to go. Let's go. We can't just stay here. We're sitting ducks. You gotta haul me out. We can make it down to the glacier. Someone will see us there, man. No one will see us here. Jim.
At the ski hut, they're no closer to alerting a rescue party. The food supply is running low, and the strain is beginning to show.
There is nothing. Nobody there.
I don't know how much longer I can do this, Mark.
I'm sure somebody's made contact that we're missing, but they don't know if we're dead or alive.
This is the 6th night on the mountain, and it's still snowing heavily. Jim and Dave are now holed up in what Dave believes to be a sheltered spot.
Oh, what the hell is that, Dave? Wake up!
We fly downhill 200 feet, 300 feet.
Jim, are you okay?
We're completely buried, 100% encased in snow. And my hips just screaming.
I can feel a pocket.
he pulled me out of the snow. He lays me out on the ground in the sleeping bag, and I'm just laying there. The avalanches are roaring everywhere. It's just as bad, you know, bad. It's war.
There's nothing left, Dave! Come on, man! Before another one comes! That's it! Come on, keep digging! Keep digging! Keep digging!
You really could care less about the other person. Sure, you love the guy, but hey, at a certain level. I was so whooped by the avalanches from the night before. It was like someone pointing a gun at your head, clicking the trigger, shooting it, and just missing your head. And it was like that for hours.
When you looked at him, you just looked at this sagging face, uninspired, totally whooped man.
Hey, Dave. Stop snowing, right?
It's time for me to take over and tell Dave what to start doing. This is a tricky situation for me. I'm pissed, but I can't give him a bad time. I want to go down. I have to work with Dave.
What do you want to do? You want to go back to the base camp? Get some more food? More equipment? What's happened to you, Dave? I'll tell you what. You get me off this mountain, I will buy you the biggest, juiciest steak you've ever seen in your life at the Double Muskie. What do you say?
I want a 36-ounce filet mignon.
There's no such thing.
That's what I want.
Well, then that's what you're gonna get.
That was a huge, huge turning point for me, having that opportunity to leave and then just really deciding with 100% certainty that we were gonna make it together, that I'm not gonna leave him.
All of a sudden, we're flying downhill. I'm screaming bloody murder.
And I pick up speed, and this is it. I'm falling. Free fall. Backwards. This is it.
Jim's luck has held. He's been caught on a ledge 30 feet below the surface.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
I start screaming at God, you know. I'm telling him, I can take more. I can take more.
Come on! I can take more!
Dave has been swept far deeper into the 500-foot crevasse.
I just barely avoided going down to the bottom. You could kind of see 300, 400 feet down it.
Jim. Jim. Oh, Jim.
There's a ramp.
And he says, Jim. He goes, there's a way out.
We can make that, Jim. We can make that.
Ramp must have been about 70 degrees. It was just ridiculous.
Okay, Jim. On the count of 3.
1, 2. And again.
1, 2. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Good, Jim. You're helping me.
I'm looking right up at Dave. He's looking right down at me. This is going to be a lot of work.
Hold yourself there. I'm holding me. I'm holding. Come on, man. 1, 2, 3.
It's total team effort. Total us working together.
I had to try to get him up this ramp.
Jim, you gotta help me.
I didn't have an ice axe, didn't have a shovel. Now my precious shovel is gone.
Get on you, man. I'm holding.
We're probably moving a foot at a time. Sometimes we're probably only making 4 inches on a pull.
Come on, Jimmy. Nearly there.
I swore I could hear voices. And I don't know if I'm going crazy. I could hear birds chirping, seemingly miles away. I could hear the tinkle of the snowflakes as it hit the snow. My senses became very acute.
Jim and Dave have finally made it to the glacier where they can be seen. It may be too late.
I am starving. I haven't eaten but a few tablespoons in the week and maybe had a couple sips of water. If we don't get picked up now, I'm gonna die soon.
Now you're an airplane. And then I see a little red dot coming up the glacier.
A brief and almost miraculous break in the clouds has made rescue possible.
That was a great moment. It was really hard for me to, of course I broke down and cried at that point. And
You did it, Dave. You did it.
It's the best sound I've ever heard in my life. God, it's like we're at the pearly gates. I mean, he's right there. He's circling over us. He keeps tilting his wings at us.
Get your act together.
he's saying, "Don't cry, stand up, you're a hero." And so he's telling me all this stuff of how to act, you know. You saved my life, you're a hero.
You don't want to be blubbering when when the helicopter comes.
Shut up, Jim.